Natural and easy school makeup. You have a crush that you want to impress, but you don't look like you have a full face of makeup on, but you want to look your best. Keep watching. Now, it's all about the base. You need to prep your skin in order to get that nice glowy base, which will make your face shine bright like a diamond. Also, let the skincare, if you have time in the morning, sit for a couple minutes to let it properly soak into your skin so you get the full effect of the skincare. I use this face base. It's very lightweight, but it's still hydrating, so you get the most out of it without having a thick base layer of moisturizer. Eye cream. This is one thing I've learned. If you want to prevent your concealer from creasing, you need to prep your under eyes. Now, we want to look like we have no foundation on, and the trick is to pick a very lightweight BB cream. So this is the L'Oreal BB Magic Cream, and it's magic. It's magic. I'll just show you. It matches your skin tone. You don't want everyone to think that we put loads of effort in. We want to have that nice natural glow, and everyone's like, are you even wearing makeup? Oh my god, you look so good. That's what I want. Now, this BB cream has done wonders. Very subtly hidden all of my like red patches and spots and all the impurities of the skin that you don't want out and about. Concealer. Let me tell you, less is more. And I know a lot of people say this, but I'm not joking when I say if you let your concealer sit for like a couple minutes before you blend in, it goes such a long way. Once you let that set, just take a brush and just gently tap in. Don't like swipe, dab. Just lots of little dabs. Eye bags, no more. That's the flawless base sorted. We now are going to go in with just a little bit of sculpt off the face, just to get that like less 2D shape and actually more definition. Wherever like you may think you need it, just anyway, you can play about with it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You're blending it out anyway. Blend that into the base, into the skin. As this is for school, I don't want to go over the top because we still want that natural glow, and also sometimes we're too tired to actually do a lot of makeup every day for school. I'm gonna go in with a lip liner, a very natural one, and just overline the lips. Just a tiny bit. Just give me a little bit more lip, and who doesn't want more lip? And after that, we're going to just go in with a little bit of gloss, just so your lips are looking very succulent, and if you do have that crush, they'll be looking at your juicy lips. You're welcome. And that, well, it's just brought the whole look together. That is like a simple, affordable, easy go-to school makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
It took me years to perfect this no makeup glowy look, and I'll teach you how to do it in less than a minute. First, I start off by cleaning my face, and this is the most important product, which is the Laneige Glowy Serum, and I mix it together with Bronzy Drops by Drunk Elephant. Now, this is the perfect base for this makeup look because it gives you the tan and the glow at the same time. I also apply Laneige lip balm, and look how glowy my skin looks. Now onto the brows. I just brush them out. I don't usually lift them that much because I still want them to look natural, and I just curl my lashes without using the mascara. I recently bought the Kosas concealer and I'm loving it. These are the only spots I apply concealer to because you still want to leave that glow underneath. I also covered some of my pimples, and then I'm using the Drunk Elephant Bronzy Drops for the contour. This really contours your skin without looking too much. Now onto the blush. I'm using the Roasted Teddy blush by Rhode, and it's so important to apply this with fingers because when you warm it up with your finger, it's easier to apply. I'm using the bronzer shade from the Dior Backstage palette for my outer corner and the highlighter for the inner. I also put it on my nose, but just on the bridge and the tip. I'm applying this brown eyeliner with this brow pencil, and I'm not going too crazy, just a little bit to give that nice shape. I added a little bit more blush, and I made the contours a little bit more sharp with this concealer, and that's basically it. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.
Let's talk through the full makeup tutorial for this look. We start by cleansing the skin with a fragrance-free wipe and Bioderma micellar water, and moisturizing using Embryolisse Slate Cream. I always try to do a bit of facial massage, and if I have time, using a gua sha just to really press it in the skincare. Top that with some sunscreen because we're going to be shooting outside all day, and then went in with a little bit of liquid highlight before starting my base products. The order I do these products in kind of changes depending on the look we're doing. And today, because of the heat and humidity, I'm not going to be using any foundation. So I'm starting off by doing a little bit of underpainting using my cream bronzer. The shade is Caramel Latte. At this point for blush, I'm just using the shade Joy, and then just spot concealing using the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I'm buffing blending all that in. I used both a cool tone and a warm tone brown pencil to bring back out her freckles and just lightly filled in her brows as needed. Didn't use any brow gel in this look. I then went back in with the cream bronzer and used that to contour her nose as well as her eyes and lips. I used a cream eyeshadow stick on the outer corners of her eyes and buffed that in. I used a tiny bit of highlight just under her brow bone and on the end of her nose. I set her eyes with the Master Mattes palette by Makeup by Mario. I set the face with a little bit of translucent powder just in the hot spot. I used a mini fan brush to apply some tubing mascara. I lined her lower lash line with Limitless Brown and buffed in the same cream shadow and shades from the top of her lid underneath the eye. I added some cluster lashes and a little bit of highlight in her inner corners. For her lips, I started with Endless Cacao, then topped it with MAC Strip Down Lip Liner, and then I just buffed that all in together with lip balm. Lastly, I went back in with blush. Used the shade Love by Rare Beauty to give a more sun-kissed finish. I took that right across her nose, and that's the full finished look. All the products are in the caption. If you have any questions, let me know.
Here's a beginner's makeup tutorial coming from a beginner herself. I used to know absolutely nothing about makeup. Now I found a really good routine that I like and I wanted to show you guys. I don't even use that many products. I do contour right here and I just do a little bit. Then I'll do my concealer. I usually only use this in the winter, but in the summer I'll add this darker shade in. And I learned this from Michelle Bian. You use your beauty blender or your brush and press it into exactly where you put it and don't be like swiping it around your whole face. Now we're on to blush, which I have blush blindness, but I'm aware of it, so it's actually not blindness. I just love blush. I have the Rare Beauty liquid blush, quite a few dots on each side. Michelle Bian also puts it on her chin, so I've been doing that. Depends on the day, but I'll usually use this Infallible setting powder. Usually just do a tiny bit wherever I put concealer. And then I'll go in with the plumping one. And last but not least, mascara. I use the Tartelette Tubing Mascara in brown. And of course, I'll go in with a little more powder blush. I pretty much do this makeup for every occasion. So if you're like me and you don't want to buy a ton of products and have all these steps to your makeup routine, definitely try this one out. Yeah, give it a try.
You know those girls that always look clean? Their skin is always glowing, their lips are always glossed, and they never ever look like they're wearing too much makeup? We may not be them, but here's how to get their look. Apply concealer to these exact spots and blend upwards using a damp beauty blender. Here I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. By doing this, you'll lift your face up naturally without having to add heavy contour. Next up, brows. Whether you've got a lot of brow or a little, all you have to remember is that brows are very powerful tools when it comes to lifting up the face. But instead of brushing your brows upward and straight, which can make you look a bit crazy, brush them upward and diagonal, which gives you a more natural but lifted look. Here I'm using the Kosas Clear Brow Gel, and don't forget to lift the tail, it makes all the difference.